Be me. 25-year-old feminist dating boyfriend for 8 months now. Going well. I'm social worker making 43K. He's electrician making 66K a year. Relationship started great. We have good chemistry, enjoy spending time together. He's sweet and affectionate, always telling me how he feels openly emotional. Says, I love you often multiple times a day, sometimes more frequently. First time he said it was month 3 and I said it back. Felt natural and genuine at the time, didn't think about it much. But lately, been reading more feminist theory about relationship dynamics power. Learn about how romance is constructed by patriarchy to control women's choices. Read article about how I love you is performative emotional labor expected. Start thinking about how often I say, I love you back to him. Realize I say it because he says it first, like automatic response conditioned. Read that women are conditioned to perform emotional availability for men, always. Learn that saying I love you reinforces traditional relationship hierarchies and expectations. Decide, I need to examine why I say it, and if genuine or just. Tell myself that if love is real, don't need to say it constantly. Read that verbal affirmations are a patriarchal way of extracting emotional labor from women. Decide to stop saying, I love you as experiment to see what happens. Want to see if our relationship can exist without performative declarations of love. Tell myself, this is about being authentic, not performing for male validation. He says, I love you before work one morning, like he always does. I smile and say, have a good day, instead of saying it back. He looks slightly confused, but doesn't say anything about it, just leaves. That night he says, love you before bed, and I say goodnight. Notice him, pause for a second like he's waiting for me to say back, but I don't say it, and he rolls over to sleep, looking thoughtful. Next morning, he says it again, and I respond with something else deflecting. Can tell he's noticing the pattern now, that I'm not saying it back. Week goes by, and I haven't said I love you once to him deliberately. He's still saying it, but I can hear uncertainty in his voice now. He finally asks me if everything is okay. Between us seems worried. Tell him everything is fine. Why would anything be wrong with us? He says, you haven't said you love me in over a week. Noticed, tell him that I don't think we need to say it constantly to prove. He asks if I still love him, and I say of course I do. Ask him why he needs verbal validation all the time, constantly seeking. He says it's not about validation. It's about expressing feelings, openly, sharing. Tell him that's performative behavior, and we should show love through actions. He looks hurt and says words matter too. Not just actions, both important. Say that women are conditioned to perform emotional availability for men's comfort. He goes quiet and says he didn't realize telling me he loves was burden. Tell him it's not burden, but I don't want to participate in performance. Explain that saying I love you has become automatic response, not genuine feeling. He asks when it stopped being genuine for me, exactly when changed. Tell him it's still genuine, I just don't need to say it constantly. Ask him why he needs to hear it so often if he knows. He says, because hearing it makes him feel loved and connected to me. Tell him that's emotional dependence on external validation. Not healthy, really. He looks frustrated and says, everyone needs to hear. They're loved sometimes. Say that's societal conditioning, and we should transcend that together. Evolve. 2 weeks in, and he's saying, I love you less frequently now, noticeably. Used to say it multiple times, daily now, maybe once a day or less. Notice the change, but tell myself, this is good, less performative. Now, authentic. He seems more withdrawn and quiet around me lately than before, distant. Ask him what's wrong, and he says nothing, just thinking about things. Try to connect with him, but he seems guarded now, protecting himself emotionally. Realize that without the I love yous, our relationship feels different somehow. There's distance between us that wasn't there before, growing gap forming. Tell myself, this is adjustment period, and we'll be stronger after it. But notice I miss hearing him say it, even though won't admit. Month in, and he hasn't said I love you in 2 weeks, completely stopped. Realize he's taken my lead and stopped saying it altogether now too. Feel strange about it, but tell myself, this is what I wanted, authentic. We go about our days without any verbal affirmations of love at all. Relationship feels more like roommates than romantic partners now, shifted dynamic. He's still physically affectionate, but there's something missing, can't name it exactly. Try to initiate deeper conversations, but he keeps things surface level only. Notice he's spending more time with friends and less time with me. Ask him if he's avoiding me, and he says no, just giving space. Realize the space between us has grown wider than intended accidentally created. His mom calls, and I overhear him say, "Yeah, things are fine with her." Notice he doesn't say he loves me when describing our relationship anymore. Absent, used to tell his family how much he loves me all the time before. Now he just says, "We're doing okay," or "It's fine," nothing enthusiastic. Feel hurt that he's not expressing love for me to others either, now. But remind myself that I'm the one who said it was performative, can't complain. Friend asks how relationship is going, and I say it's good, fine really. She asks if we're still in love, and I pause before answering hesitation. Realize I don't know anymore, because we never say it to each other. Tell her yes, of course, but even I can hear the uncertainty in voice. 2 months without either of us saying, "I love you" at all anymore. Relationship has become functional, but not romantic anymore, just existing together. We split bills, go to work, come home, watch TV, go to bed, routine. He doesn't reach for my hand anymore or pull me close like before. Physical intimacy has decreased significantly, almost non-existent now, rare. When we do have sex, it feels mechanical, not emotionally connected anymore. Notice he doesn't look at me the same way he used to before, adoration. His eyes don't light up when I walk in the room anymore, gone. Try to remember last time he smiled at me genuinely and can't recall. Realize that removing "I love you" removed something essential from us foundation. Start to miss hearing him say it, desperately want to hear it again. Miss the warmth in his voice when he used to tell me constantly. Miss the feeling of being loved out loud with words affirming our bond. Tell myself I can just start saying it again and he'll say back. But pride and ideology prevent me from backing down. Now stuck committed. Read more feminist theory, looking for validation of my choice, made decision. Find articles arguing both ways, some supporting verbal affection, some against conflicting. Realize I've created problem with no clear solution now trapped in. He seems content with this new dynamic, or maybe just resigned to it, while I'm secretly miserable missing the verbal affirmations I rejected foolishly. 3 months, and we're living like polite strangers, sharing space only. He comes home from work, says hi, asks about my day surface level. We eat dinner in relative silence, not much to talk about anymore. He goes to his hobbies. I go to mine, separate lives, under same roof. Realize this isn't what I wanted when I stopped saying "I love you." Thought we'd be more authentic, but instead, we're just distant now apart. Try to show love through actions. Like I said, we should do originally. Cook his favorite meals, do his laundry plan, dates for us, together. Activities, but he seems indifferent to these gestures. Doesn't acknowledge them much anymore. Realize actions without words feel empty too. Need both, not one or. His birthday comes, and I plan special day for him, carefully thoughtful. Make his favorite breakfast, get him gifts he mentioned wanting before listening. He thanks me politely, but there's no real warmth in it, just courtesy. We go to dinner and sit across from each other with nothing meaningful. Say, come home, and I give him his main gift, something expensive and thoughtful. He says, "Thank you. This is nice, really appreciate it." Flat tone, monotone. Wait for him to say something more, but he just puts it aside. Realize he used to say, "I love you so much" on birthdays before enthusiastically. Now there's just thank you and polite distance between us, growing wider. Watch him go to bed early on his birthday and feel like crying. Want to say "I love you" so badly, but can't bring myself to do. Pride won't let me admit I was wrong about the whole thing. Mistaken, ideology tells me I was right to reject performative declarations, shouldn't cave. But heart tells me I've made terrible mistake that's costing us everything. Lie in bed next to him, feeling miles away emotionally, even though physically. Realize that words matter more than I thought they did before, clearly. Verbal affirmations aren't just performance, they're connection and reassurance bonding vital. By refusing to say "I love you," I broke something between us essential. He stopped saying it too, and now we're just two people coexisting nothing. Wonder if relationship can survive without those 3 words holding it together. 4 months, and he tells me he's been thinking about us a lot. Says that something has changed between us and he can't ignore it anymore. Asks me if I still want to be in this relationship with him. Feel panic rising because I do want to be with him desperately. Yes. Tell him yes. Of course I want to be with you. Why would ask? He says because it doesn't feel like you do. Anymore seems indifferent now. Asks, when was last time I told him I loved him exactly when? Realize it's been 4 months since I said those words to him completely. Tell him that I show love through actions, not words, remember. I said, he says, but I need words too, and you stopped giving them to me. Tell him that saying I love you is performative emotional labor shouldn't require. He looks at me with sadness and says, maybe for you, but not me. Says that when I stopped saying it, he felt like I stopped loving. Tell him that's not true. I do love him, just don't need words. He says, but I need to hear it occasionally to feel loved and secure. Asks me why I can't just say it if I feel it what's stopping. Try to explain feminist theory about performative declarations and patriarchy conditioning system. He interrupts and says this isn't about theory. This is about us real. Tells me that he stopped saying it because it hurt to not hear back. Says every time he said, I love you and got nothing back, felt rejection. Feel tears forming because I didn't realize I was hurting him constantly. Tell him I didn't mean to hurt him, just wanted to be authentic. He says authentic would be saying what you feel not withholding, because ideology. Asks me point blank. Do you love me, yes or no? Simple. Say yes, I love you. Of course I do. Always have still. He says, then why can't you just say it to me? Regularly, why? Try to explain again about performative behavior and conditioning and theory complex. He says he doesn't care about theory. He cares about feeling loved by. Tells me that words of affirmation is his love language and I've starved. Realize I've been withholding exactly what he needed to feel loved from me. He says he's been feeling unloved for 4 months now, miserable, lonely. Tells me he thought maybe I fell out of love with me. Worried, says the silence where I love you used to be has been deafening empty. Mentions he's been questioning entire relationship because of this gap-widening distance. Asks if I'm willing to start saying it again, or if ideology more. Sit there unable to answer because admitting I was wrong feels like defeat. He waits for response, and I can see hope and hurt in eyes. Finally say, I don't know if I can. It feels like giving in. He nods slowly and says, then, I don't know if I can stay here. Feel panic because I'm losing him. Over 3 words I won't say stupid. Week later, he says he needs space to think about things clearly alone. Moves some stuff to his friend's place temporarily, just for a while. Apartment feels empty without him here, even though we were distant anyway present. Realize that I took his presence and his love for granted completely foolishly. Sit alone and think about why I can't just say I love you. Understand its pride and stubbornness and need to be ideologically consistent, right? But ideology isn't keeping me warm at night or making me happy fulfilled. Feminist theory didn't prepare me for losing someone I actually love deeply, truly. Read articles about love languages and realize I dismissed his needs entirely. Understand that refusing to meet his emotional needs was cruel, not feminist empowered. 2 weeks apart, and I finally understand what I've done to us ruined. Call him and ask if we can talk in person. Please need to. He agrees and comes over looking tired and sad, worn down, exhausted. Sit down and tell him I've been thinking a lot about everything situation. Say that I was wrong to stop saying I love you to him. Explain that I let ideology override my actual feelings for him mistakenly. Tell him that I do love him and I should have been saying it. He's quiet for a long time, then asks if I mean it or just scared. Tell him I mean it, I love him, and I'm sorry for withholding that. He says he loves me too, but doesn't know if that's enough anymore. Ask him what he means, and he says 4 months of feeling unloved changed. Tells me that he pulled back emotionally to protect himself from hurt rejection. Says that he stopped being vulnerable with me because it hurt too much. Mentions that even if I start saying it, now damage might be done. Feel devastation wash over me because I caused this, all of it completely. Ask him if there's any way to fix this. Please give me chance. He says he doesn't know if he can trust that I won't do again. Tells me that he needs someone who can express love verbally, regularly not. Says he can't be in a relationship where saying I love you is political. Asks me if I can separate my ideology from our relationship honestly, really. Tell him, yes, I can. I will, I promise anything to fix this. He looks skeptical and says actions speak louder than words, ironically enough. Tells me that if we try again, I need to actually say it regularly. Asks if I can do that without resentment or feeling like I'm performing. Say yes, I can, because now I understand it's not performance, it's connection. He says he needs time to think about whether to try again still. Tells me he'll let me know, his decision in few days needs space. Leaves, and I'm alone with my ideology that cost me person I love. Realize that being right doesn't matter if you're alone and miserable ultimately. Understand that verbal affirmation isn't weakness or performance, it's love, expressed. Week later, he texts that he wants to try again. One more chance. Come over, and we talk about boundaries and needs and communication openly. Tell him I love you, and mean it with everything in me completely. He smiles, but it doesn't reach his eyes, yet still guarded protecting, says, I love you too, but I can hear the caution in voice. Realize that rebuilding trust will take time after what I did to us. Spend next week saying I love you regularly and meaning it every time. Slowly see him start to believe me again, opening up gradually, carefully. Takes 3 months for him to fully trust that I won't withhold again. Relationship gets better, but never quite returns to what it was before damage. Year later, and we're still together. But I know I almost lost him forever. Say I love you every day multiple times because I almost lost right to. He says it back, and I hear genuine warmth in voice again finally. But sometimes I catch him looking at me like he's waiting for me. Realize that my 4-month experiment left scar on our relationship permanent. Tell myself I learned important lesson about ideology versus reality, lived experience. Understand that feminist theory doesn't account for individual human needs always applicable. Learned that verbal affirmations aren't performance. They're essential connection, bonding, crucial. Realize that meeting partners' emotional needs isn't weakness. It's love action, showing. Now, I'm cautionary tale about letting ideology override basic human emotional needs.